Hello.
If I give you this film camera, could you use it for a week and then give it back to me?
Okay.
This is the Kodak Ektar H35 half-frame film camera, a cheap, reusable film camera which costs less than $50. I've been using this camera for over 2 years now, and it's come with me to Korea, Canada, and most recently across the western United States. Over the course of the last couple years, I've grown incredibly fond of this little camera, and I think it may be the best budget film camera out today. Over the course of the next few minutes, I want to show you why. This is a very simple camera. In fact, the only setting you're able to change is whether you want the built-in flash on or off. It has a fixed 22mm f9.5 lens with a fixed 1/100th of a second shutter speed. On the top of the camera, you'll find its shutter button and shot count. On the back of the camera, you'll find its small viewfinder and film winder. On the bottom, you will find a tiny latch for a single AAA battery to power the flash, and a small lever to rewind your roll of film once you're done shooting. The camera, including its lens, is made entirely out of plastic, which makes it incredibly light. It's also very small, which makes it fantastic for travel or anywhere that you just want a camera that won't get in the way. When you combine all of this together, to me, you get a camera which feels accessible. Anyone can pick this camera up and immediately know how to use it, which honestly can't be said about most cameras nowadays. Something else that makes this camera so accessible is its price. Even when you calculate the cost of a roll of film and developing said roll, you are still staying well below $100. This is also a half-frame camera, meaning that for every normal 36-shot roll of film, you are actually getting double at 72 shots. That does come at the cost of image quality. However, as long as you're not planning on turning these photos into massive prints, you should be fine. Speaking of images, the images that come out of this camera objectively are not very good, but subjectively, I really like them. I don't know entirely how to describe this, but this camera has the ability to take photos that bring me back to the moment more than any other camera that I own. The images have this soft, dreamy look to them, and so much of the image is pulled from the film stock that you're using. One of the reasons why I think the photos from this camera are so memorable to me is because every trip that I go on, I make it a rule that I need to go through one roll of film in this camera. Looking back now, after all of these trips are said and done, it's always these 72 photos per trip that I think back on. They feel genuine. I think this camera does what most people want a camera to do. It takes images that will take you back to where you were when you took them, whether that's a normal Monday morning or whether that's a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Ultimately, this camera is a cheap piece of plastic that I am so glad I bought. Thank you for watching, and God bless.